Hi, this is Tony Wade, the Compassionate Investor, and I've been talking a lot about losing my job at Boeing. And I wanted to share, because it was tough. It was some tough lessons I had to learn. And I want to share 5 lessons that I learned that I truly believe has helped me propel forward in business as well as in my personal life. And the first lesson that I learned about myself especially is the fact that I probably would not have quit had they not fired me. Like most of us, when we get a good job, when we get comfortable, and it takes a lot. I say a lot. And I'm trying to even process in my mind, would it have mattered if I had a really good job, would I have quit? Or if I had a really bad job, would I have quit? Like I wonder that a lot. But because I had loved my job so much, I was that one that gave 150% discretionary effort. Like that was me. I was there creating stuff all day, every day, working day in, day out. So when I think about when I got fired, it was really a shocker for me. And so by going through that process and getting fired, I realized I would have probably never quit. I talked about it. I talked about moving into other spaces, but I really never was like gonna pull that trigger. I really believe I still would probably be there today working for the company because they had really great benefits. I loved what I did. I was passionate about the work, and I was good at what I did. So I really would not have left. So many of you are going through that very thing right now. You're at your job and you're saying to yourself, when will I move into another space of being? Like, will I ever quit? So I'm here to tell you that I was faced with that too. I probably still would be there. It had to take something drastic like God moving it completely out of the way for me to really leave. So I want you praying about that in your journey, because clearly there are gifts in you that have to come forward. The only way that they can fully come forward, especially if He has you in a purpose that's clearly not in your career where you're working now, you need to start making a decision about what you're going to do next. Because pulling that trigger and actually stepping out and saying, I'm done, that is a powerful move. But you want to do it when God tells you to do it, because it's not when you want to do it. And clearly, God told me I was out because I got fired. So those are the things that you have to recognize, and you recognize those qualities in yourself that hold you back. Because I was holding myself back from the success that I could have. Like, can you imagine had I done it when God told me to do it? Because I believe He told me before. But clearly action was taken and I was fired, so I'm no longer there. So those are things that you can only resolve, and God can help get you to that space where you can resolve whether it's time for you to move on or whether you'll be like me and get fired. But clearly that had to happen. That was a very tough lesson for me because I'd never been fired before. It's always been me leaving on my own terms. So clearly that was my tough lesson. Another one that was tough for me, because I've always seen myself as a person of faith. So I was feeling that my faith was not as strong as I thought it was. Because remember, I was saying I had seen some signs about moving forward and leaving before I got fired, but it didn't happen. I didn't leave. I got fired. So was my faith not strong enough? It really caused me to think about my level of trust in God and knowing that it was time for me to move into another space. So as you're working through your level of faith, because it's a twofold thing, faith in God and then faith in your abilities. And I believe sometimes we get caught up in those things and we choose to be reserved instead of trusting that fully this is where we're supposed to go. This is what God is telling you to do. But that is one of the tough lessons that I had to process as I was going through that, because clearly as I look at where I'm at right now in my journey, I've really evolved. And my faith has evolved to a whole nother level, because it's easy to have faith in God when you got a good job. But having faith in God when you don't have a good job, or having faith in God that He's going to bring you through whatever it is that you're going through, like that right there will take you to the next level in your faith when you lose a job, especially a good one. And then the other one that I had, another lesson I had, is around humility. And I'm going to say this because many times it is said, we all are prideful. We have that, and we cannot be prideful. And I loved my job. I was so proud of what I had accomplished with this company. I had made great strides moving forward and just achieving so much greatness. My performance was excellent. Like, I was really that person. So when I lost my job, knowing that had to teach me so much humility. Like, I was embarrassed when I had to talk about losing my job and getting fired. Like, you don't get fired, you usually quit. But to then be fired, like, that had to teach me so much humility. And humility is necessary. As you walk through this life, you must learn to be humble. And that is one of the things I'm on a constant battle on, is really making sure that I have a sense of humility moving forward, not just in my career, but even in my personal life, learning to be humble. And that's a quality and a trait that God can teach you. You can learn it the hard way, or you can learn it the easy way. My desire is to learn it easy. Like, I don't want to keep repeating that. So I'm constantly checking myself on a regular basis as things even happen in life. Things happen to you in just a lot of different opportunities that shows you, hey, you need to check yourself. And that's what I'm on a constant battle on, is making sure I'm doing that, checking to make sure that I'm staying humble. Because the more you stay humble, the more you yield to what God has for you. And you're not prideful, and you're not like on this pedestal thinking you're better than, thinking you're all of this in a bag of chips, because you're not. So that taught me humility. And as you go through life, these lessons are critical to you being successful in life in general. So as you move through a space, whatever is going on for you, learning humility is going to help you go even further in the things that God desires for you. And then the fourth lesson that this is actually a good thing. I don't want to make everything to seem like it's bad. But before I go into the fourth thing, if you've not subscribed yet to my channel, please be sure to subscribe, and be sure to also give me comments, because I'd love to be able to respond to you as I hear you commenting on the things that I'm talking about, because I want to make sure I give you solid things that help you grow as you are on your journey, because I'm on one as well. But the fourth item that I had to learn, there were things in me that I didn't even know existed after I got fired. Now, I knew I had a lot of qualities. I mean, who doesn't? When you think about your life, the things that you're good at, the things that you like doing, like, I knew a lot of stuff, but I didn't think about those things. I didn't think about those things until those were the things that I had to fall onto to help me see where I was going in business. Prime example is when I got fired, I recognized that I was already saving money the way that I was supposed to be saving money. Didn't even know it. I was doing those things before because I'm very frugal minded. And so I was very diligent in making sure that I saved. Everything I did, I saved. But I didn't recognize that I had that until after I had gotten fired. So when I got fired and I had to go in and create my sustainability number and determine how much I needed to live on to really regroup and figure things out, it was then that I recognized, you do have that skill. You do know how to budget. Oh, you do know how to negotiate. All the things I started learning about myself didn't even know I had. Like another thing, because I worked at Boeing, I had learned a lot of business acumen that I never even knew I had, because I had worked in HR, had worked with putting programs together. I had done so many different jobs within Boeing and different skill sets that I built on, didn't even know that I had. And those were the very things that I used to propel me in business and propel me in building a business for myself. Those are qualities I didn't even know that I had. And as you think about those qualities, because I would encourage you, write down specific qualities that you've got right now. Recognize them now. Because if you wait and it's after an event, you're sort of, you're really working, trying to get things built, but work on it now. Don't wait until after an event happens, life happens to you. Start identifying those talents, those skills that you currently have right now that you can build on. Or even better yet, if you're still employed with someone, how there's skills that you want to have that they can help you get. Those are qualities that truly will serve you. And you want to do it before life happens to you, before you get fired, so that you can then identify, oh, let me start working on this, or oh, let me do that. Those are the type of things that you should be focusing on. And as you do that and focus on these things, you're going to understand that you fully are in full control of where you can go, and God can start showing you who you are. And the last lesson that I want to share with you, and I didn't really discover this one until just recently, because it's over time I'm seeing it, but it came from this. The one lesson I learned that from losing my job is how resilient I am. I am extremely resilient, and I would have never even thought how resilient I was until life happened to me. So, because I've been able to persevere so many things throughout the years. That was 2012 that I lost my job. Here it is, 2024. That's a whole 12 years later that I can see over those years how I have been resilient, how I have gone through wins, I have gone through failures, I have gone through so many things that I would have never had the opportunity to experience had I stayed in the situation that I was in. I was able to find myself in a place that was so powerful that I didn't even know that I had in me. But it was only until I lost my job that I had to tap into that. Now, was it easy? Absolutely not. It was not easy. It was tough. That was a tough lesson, but wouldn't you want to learn that lesson of resilience where you can get through anything? I have learned to pivot so well that whenever things are happening, I shift. I used to hear a lot of when I had people working with me, that was one of their biggest complaints. I wouldn't say, to them it was a complaint. I'm like, that's the best thing, because if you don't have a leader that is able to pivot and able to see something and adjust, that is not a good leader. Leaders have to learn to pivot. Leaders need to learn how to get to a position where they are constantly reevaluating and positioning their business. So having that resilience is critical to your success in so many ways. So out of everything that I've learned, I love all of them, but this was the biggest, toughest lesson that I had to learn. And it's over years, and I'm still evolving in it. But what I love about it is being resilient is the best way to be. That is the number one skill that you must have as an entrepreneur. And I'm going to read something to you that literally captures that in its fullest essence. And let me read that. And here it is. It says, entrepreneurs are the epitome of resilience, embodying determination and persistence in the face of challenges. Their tenacity and adaptability enables them to navigate and overcome obstacles with courage and resourcefulness. They are unyielding in their pursuit of success, always finding innovative solutions to problems. With a strong will and ambition, entrepreneurs remain fearless and forward-thinking, driven by a visionary outlook and unwavering optimism. Their boldness and confidence, combined with an unstoppable spirit, showcase their enduring passion and commitment to turning dreams into reality. Entrepreneurs truly exemplify the power of resilience in achieving greatness. So if you have a desire to be an entrepreneur, you must learn resilience, because that is the very thing that will take you to greatness. So I want you to go out there, learn your lessons that you need to learn so that you can achieve the things that you want in life. And let's go out there and get it.